later, it's, hey, we're changing the rules now. Get out within 4 months, or you're all going to be slaughtered. Do you see? I know that consistency is a massive problem for Muslims. Muslims just can't manage to be consistent and to apply the same standards. Do you see the difference? Living 10 years among someone with maybe 2 people killed, maybe 2 people, but were killed by the pagans during that 10-year period of persecution. But the Muslim community was okay. They left, they were safe. Do you really not see the difference between that and Muhammad saying, get out or I'm killing you all unless you convert to Islam? Do you really see no difference? Do you really think the pagans were worse than the Muslims, or that the pagans were more intolerant than the Muslims?
Answers to your points not being aired. Why? Hello?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, why are my comments not being heard?
I am hearing you. I'm saying that all of your comments so far have been distortions. Think about this. I said that the persecution of the pagans wasn't as bad as how Muhammad would persecute them. And your response was, but when Muhammad arrived in Mecca, he could have slaughtered everyone, but he didn't. And so the implication was, you see how peaceful Islam is. Well, that's fine if you look at the couple days after Muhammad entered Mecca. If you look at the next year, you find out he ordered everyone to convert to Islam or they're dead. You had 4 months to decide whether you wanted to live or die, whether you wanted to become a Muslim or whether you wanted to be slaughtered. So the point you're making, I'm saying, if you look at the evidence, is wrong. The point you're making is wrong. Muhammad was not more tolerant. Muhammad was not peaceful. He was actually far more intolerant and far more violent than the pagans were.
But do not suggest to your audience that I hung up on you, because you are being honest with me by not airing my comments. Thank you very much.
We've been spending now more than 20 minutes.
Think about that. I don't know what the situation was in the back room, or who hung up, or whatever the situation was, or whether there was a technical difficulty. But I assure you, if we didn't want you talking, the first call wouldn't have gotten through, and if we really wanted you off, the second call wouldn't have gotten through either. So it just makes no sense to say that we're cutting him off. And who left right there? I would have talked to him for the next half hour if he wanted to. That was fun.
And anyhow, that's the usual. I mean, when you get cornered and you have no answer, and then, okay, Naveen, sorry, we didn't know that you have a question. Go ahead.
Okay, أسيس معلش أنا بس عايزة برضو عايزة أقول حاجة برضو إني أنا اللي أنا مهتمة بيه قوي إن إحنا مش لازم المسلمين دول مش لازم نبشرهم قد ما لازم نبشر الأمريكان والبلاد دي، لأنه أول امبارح كان واحد بيتصل بيتريق علينا بيقول لنا أنتوا فرحانين قوي باللي أنتوا بتعملوه ده، واحد بيجيلكوا ولا اتنين، ده إحنا بنروح نبشر بيأسلموا بيأسلموا بالملايين والالافات. انتوا فرحانين قوي باللي بتعملوه ده. فده اللي نفسي يحصل دلوقتي، ان احنا فعلا ندخل القنوات دي في الكيبل الامريكاني، في الكيبل الاوروبي، ان الناس دي تعرف قد ايه الاسلام ده وحشي فعلا خطير، انهم عايزين يأسلموا الارض، مش عايزين يعني فعلا انا عايزه نجري ونلحق الاماكن دي.
Okay. Is this your question or you have another question?
أنا كنت عايزة أقول برضو بعض المعلومات كمان.
طب اتفضلي اديني المعلومات.
برضو أنا كنت شايفة إنه في حد بيشتغل في مكان زي بتاع اللاجئين أعرفه، فكل اللاجئين دول عراقيين مسلمين وبيجوا معارفين من العراق، معارفين إيه اللي ممكن الحاجات ممكن يستفيدوا بيها من أمريكا من benefits. وفي نفس الوقت حاجة اسمها اللجوء، بيجوا لجوء من بلدهم، حاجة I think اسمها IDF، مش متأكدة بالظبط. وبعدين في نفس الوقت بيمنعوا المسيحيين العراقيين انهم يلجأوا يعملوا لجوء لأمريكا.
مين اللي بيمنع؟
هم تقريبا بييجوا عن طريق سوريا، فسوريا دي هي المتحكمة في الموضوع، هي اللي لو لقيته مسيحي بتمنع عمل اللجوء، لو لقيته مسلم بتسهل له موضوع اللجوء. تاني حاجة نعم؟
عندك أي شيء تاني؟
وبعدين برضو أنا في حكاية السفارة الأمريكية المصرية نفس الحكاية، لو لقوك مسيحي ما بيدولكش الفيزا أبدا، رفض.
السفارة الأمريكية اللي ما بتعطيش الفيزا؟
السفارة الأمريكية المصرية في مصر بتمنع لو لقيتنا مسيحيين بتدينا رفض على الفيزا، ولو لقيت واحد مسلم بتسهل له علشان يطلع امريكا طبعا وينشر الاسلام، لان اغلبيه الموظفين في السفاره الامريكيه المصريه اغلبيتها موظفين مسلمين طبعا، فمتحكمين تحكم كلي في الموضوع ده.
في عندك اي تعليق ثاني او سؤال ثاني؟
نو بس بليز ارجوك يعني. ثانك يو يا أسيس، ويا ريت تترجم له الحاجات دي ويا ريت يكون في حل في المواضيع دي.
حاضر. شكرا لتعليقاتك وسؤالك. She's saying why we're trying to reach out to Muslim and evangelize them. We need to concentrate on our Western atmosphere to make them aware about Islam and what Islam is going to do. Why? She's saying that because when you in the live talk shows in Arabian, Muslims come and converted from Islam to Christianity. The Muslim will call, they're making fun of our converts here. Said, you are giving us 1 or 2 or 3, but we are coming here and we're converting thousands of people. We're going to overwhelm you by the convert. That's number one.
Well, let's go through that quickly so I don't lose track. The answer is we can do both. We can instruct people and help people to understand the facts about Islam and the facts about Christianity, and we can expose Islam to Muslims and defend Christianity and show Muslims that Islam is true. Now, you're correct that suppose we criticize Islam and we show that Islam is false and a few Muslims convert. In the meantime, Muslims, through deception, manage to convince thousands of people to convert to Islam, something like that. Well, that's where you're right. The education comes in. What we'll talk about, I'm sure, later on the show, is that in the West, people are converting to Islam, and the numbers are about 30,000 per year. Now, what Muslims don't tell you when they say, 30,000 people per year are converting to Islam in the United States, most of those leave Islam within a few years. That's just a fact. Most of them leave Islam in a few years once they learn what it's really about. But let's just grant 30,000 converts per year. Why do people convert to Islam? I'll tell you this. I have never in my entire... I've met lots of people who come up to me or who email me and tell me and explain to me that they converted to Islam. And when I ask them, why did you convert to Islam? Give me your reasons for converting to Islam. Give me your story. I have never, not once, met a Muslim who met a convert to Islam who did anything close to a careful study of Islam prior to converting. They always give me a story like this. Suppose it's a woman who converts to Islam. I say, why did you convert? She said, I was walking around in my miniskirt, and then my Muslim friend told me, hey, in Islam we respect women, and you won't have men gawking at you anymore. You won't have men staring at you, and we respect women, and so I converted. What? You converted to an entire religion? You put your soul on the line based on someone saying, hey, if we put a veil on you, people won't be staring at you? You could wear a veil without Islam, my friends. So that's the standard sort of answer I get. Or I hear someone say, my Muslim friend explained to me how the Quran is so scientifically accurate, or the Quran has been perfectly preserved. It must be the Word of God. And I say, did you investigate that? Did you go and look at both sides? Did you examine the sources? Did you look at the evidence? Did you look at the history of the Quran? No, I just believe my friend. I just believe my friend. This is what I find, and this is what I've always found. I've never met someone who seriously did several years of study of Islam before converting. I know several people, I know many people who did that with Christianity, who studied Christianity for a long time before converting to Christianity.
Do we have any statistics from converting from Islam to Christianity? We said from Christianity to Islam, you say 30% or something like that?
What's that?
Conversion from
around 30,000 per year.
That's Islam. But
convert to Islam. No, I don't know of any particular statistic.
Okay.
But the point is, Islam is only able to spread in the West through ignorance and deception. People are ignorant of what Islam really teaches, and they're ignorant of the facts about Islam, and that allows Muslims to come up to them and say whatever they want to say. So if a Muslim comes up and says, hey, don't you know the Quran has been perfectly preserved? Well, if you've never examined the history of the Quran, you don't know that that statement is false, that this Muslim he doesn't know what he's talking about, or he's deliberately trying to deceive you. Because anyone who's done a careful study of the Muslim sources know that the Quran has been changed numerous times, that chapters were lost, that passages were lost, that verses were